My friends and my students asked me, Sir, have you learned in English medium school? I said, No, I have learned in Kannada medium school and Kannada medium college. From class 1 to my bachelor's, I was a Kannada medium student. And then they asked, Sir, how could you speak so fluently in English? Then I said, the first thing that is required to learn a language is interest and motivation. When I was in my bachelor's, I came to know that English is very, very important for your knowledge enhancement and career growth. And I watched a Shashi Tharoor's video who was speaking a flawless English with Britishers, and he used to beat Britishers in English speaking. That's a very important part. I was very, very impressed by Shashi Tharoor. So I decided that I should talk like him. After that, I asked many my friends and teachers that how can I become very fluent in English. Then they suggested that you should take English grammar classes. So I took it very, very serious, and I joined for English grammar coaching class. I learned English grammar for about 6 months. After that, I thought that I would speak in English, but it was not possible. I was not able to speak English even after taking grammar classes for 6 months. Then I thought, did I waste my time taking English grammar classes? One day I went to a mall. In that mall, I saw that the attender was speaking very, very good English. I was amazed. Even after 6 months of taking English grammar classes, I'm not able to speak a word, and this person is speaking flawless. I was stunned, I was amazed, and then I went to him and asked, have you taken any English grammar classes for your good English? And then he said, no, I have not taken any English grammar classes. Then how come you are very, very flawless in English? Then he said, I have been grown up in English speaking society. My friends used to talk me in English. My family members used to talk me in English. So that is why I am able to speak English very well. Then I came to know that for English language speaking, you need to have the practice of English language, the practice of speaking to the world, the practice of speaking to your friends, family members, teachers, anyone who meet you. So I decided that now on I will speak English wherever I go, in the market, in the study hall, in the college, wherever I find the opportunities, I will speak English. I decided that. I started speaking in front of mirror. I used to go for walk in the evening, and while I walk, I used to speak in English. I used to practice. Sometimes I used to become prime minister. Sometimes I used to become the lecturer. Sometimes motivator. And sometimes even minister. Sometimes my friends used to tell me that this guy has become mad, but I didn't care about that. So you need to practice English language to have a complete command over English. Only learning grammar is not at all useful. The third thing that is very important for English speaking is reading habit. The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy, Wuthering Heights by Jane Eyre, many short stories, many novels, many poems I read, and I tried to understand them. And the interesting part is, I noted the difficult words which I didn't know. That is very, very important. That is the main thing we do to increase our vocabulary. The fourth thing that is very important for English learning is listening skills. I used to watch NDTV English, Times Now English, which are new channels in India. I used to watch new channels from America. I used to watch Al Jazeera and many other news channels in the morning. I also used to watch on YouTube. Learn English with Chauhan, learn English with Priyanka Chopra, learn English with Alia Bhatt, and many other videos on YouTube I used to watch. And I used to observe how they pronounced words, how they used words in their sentences, how they used their gestures to convey the meaning. Sometimes I used to copy them exactly. That's the thing. So, listening skills also the important thing. Fifth one is writing practice. So you need to practice writing of English language. What I used to do, I used to write the summary of every day I spent, the whole summary of the day. I used to write about the movies. I used to write about the events I visit, the events I attend. So wherever I go, I used to come back to home and I used to write about that. And the important part is I used to give it to my friend who was well versed in English and he used to correct it. And this is very important thing. You have to give your writing to someone who knows English. So then you will be able to understand your mistakes and you can improve. So writing practice is also very, very important, and that contributed in my English learning. And the sixth thing is learn from your mistakes. Alexander Pope once said, to err is human. To make errors is a human thing. To make mistake is a human tendency. Hagagi, you should not hesitate to speak in English. You should not hesitate to make mistakes in English language. And anyhow, English is not our mother tongue. Who will scold you? So make mistakes, and the thing is, you have to learn from your mistakes. Once one of my friends, corrected me. I used to say, I goes to school. And he said, it is not goes, it is I go to school. I accepted it and I learned something from that person. So do not hesitate to make mistakes, and the thing is, you have to learn from your mistakes. And the seventh thing is use of technology. You have a mobile phone in your hand. It means you have the world in your hand. You can browse anything you want. You can Google anything you want. So take the use of technology. I used to have a mobile app called English Dictionary, Oxford English Dictionary. And whenever I find difficult word, I used to browse it there and I used to note that particular word. And you have many other applications on internet, on app store. You can install it and start learning. That is very, very important thing. After I did all these things, I used to speak in English very fluently in my room only, to myself only. But when I used to go to public, I used to fumble, I used to make mistakes. Then again I decided that I should speak on the stage. I should join the seminars, I should join the competitions, I should join debate competitions, I should join the elocution competitions. Wherever I find the opportunity to talk in the public, I started talking, and today is the result. I am able to speak in English very well. It is because of the efforts I put in my English speaking. If you follow these tips, you can have your good English and you can speak very well. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening.